Happy March already?
I'm ready for it to not be sweaty.
Yeah. I've been ready since it started.
Scale of 1 to 10, who thinks that we planned this?
I know. This is just napped. It just happened.
Thanks for tuning in to Meal Prep with
Micah
and Missy. Hey guys, so we have a great one today. And fun fact, comment below as you're watching the video and leave us other ideas or questions that you have. We take suggestions all the time because we want to make sure that we're cooking stuff that will help you with your meal prep. So this one literally covers like almost I think every suggestion we got in the last. So what is this recipe going to be good for?
Everything that we got questions for from the last one. This is going to be good for people who have the need for a fairly quick and easy family dinner. Dinner for themselves that's quick and easy. Dinner for people who have different preferences or food allergies. Vegan, vegetarian. Thank you, sorry. This is gonna be good for everything. It's gonna be good if you like flavor. It's gonna be good if you like deliciousness. It's gonna be good if you like food. This is gonna be wonderful.
Yeah, and also good too, all of the things that he said and more. But then also, if you're one of those people that is like, I just don't want to eat something different than the rest of my family. I'm a little sick of feeling like I have to cook my like diet food and then the rest of the family gets this. So you can jazz this up or down with all of your favorite flavor preferences.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna get cooking, and then we're gonna talk about everything when we're done.
Yes, can't wait.
All right, let's go. What did you make?
I made some enchiladas. What did you make?
Me too, oh my god.
Oh, wow.
We should have totally...
Good thing we had the ingredients for it here prepared.
But yes, so that was the whole point. So we talked about at the beginning, something that you make as a family. Now, you can easily make up this, I mean, making 2 batches of that would have literally added minimal to no time.
Yep.
Because the only real difference was the protein. So I made my enchiladas today with steak. And if you're looking for cost-effective ways for steak, I got mine at Costco, but it was the very, very good quality lean sirloin. And people actually don't realize that sirloin is very close to chicken in terms of like a macro profile. And so if you are sick of chicken, there are other protein options. So I used steak today in mine. And then Micah, what'd you use in yours?
I got some tofu, and that you can cut into strips. You can crumble it with a fork, you can crumble it with your hands. You mix it up and it just kind of comes apart. Throw some seasonings on it. You're good to go.
And then we kept everything the same to really show you that you could prepare a couple different options, a couple different pans. There could be a kid pan, there could be an adult pan, there could be a gluten-free pan, a more gluten the better pan, a vegetarian vegan option, a meat lover. So you can really take this recipe and expand it for all of those different things. And Micah had jalapenos actually in his mix and then even more on top. And I just put a little bit more on top, but then threw in some red peppers because that's one of my favorite things.
Yep.
But everything else is the same. So we will talk about that in a second when we put these in the oven. Yay, I'm starving. Okay.
Wait.
So, enchiladas, we baked at 350, 375, depending on for about 25-ish minutes. Now, like my steak was already cooked to like medium or on the grill. It was prep stuff, so I just cubed it. You're really just reheating or heating everything up like most casserole stuff. We're gonna enjoy these, and then Mike is gonna tell you what's in his. I'm gonna tell you what's in mine.
We'll try this. I mean, I know it's gonna be delicious, but just to be official. Really good.
Get in there.
This is delicious.
I make you talk first, so I just keep eating.
I'm supposed to be talking. Hey guys, here's what is in this delicious enchilada recipe. So we used, both of us, these Mission protein tortillas. They just have a little bit extra protein in there, a little less carbs, which in general for most people's lives, if you're doing your macros, that's better. Then for the filling, what I used, and ours were, again, very similar except for the protein source, or one of the protein sources, because they both have black beans in them. So I have some cut up spinach. You could do cut up arugula. You could do cut up spring mix. You could do baby kale.
Kale.
I mean, I love baby
Go
kale.
ham.
Just do whatever. Or if it's just something that's very hard and you just want to get something that's the color green in there and you do romaine lettuce, okay, that's a good baby step. Now let's work out the spinach. Some green onion, also sliced up about 3 or 4 things, sticks of green onions. Throw those in there. 1 can of black beans, 1 package of tofu. I put a little bit of just like standard Mexican spices in there, cumin, paprika. You can put chili powder, some garlic, some onion powder, whatever you want. I'm trying to think of what else. It's so simple. Oh, these. This salsa verde, the green salsa, used about half to 2/3 of that in the mixture, and then the rest of it went on top. Also on top was some slices of jalapeno, because I love jalapeno, and then a little bit of this guacamole salsa. It is delicious. I hope you have tried it before. If you haven't, this is a perfect place to start. Just put a little bit of it on top. And it's an easy way to add some extra flavor that isn't terrible and loaded with sugars and a lot of other bad stuff.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about that in some other recipes, that like really middle aisles of the grocery store we tell people to stay away from, because it's usually more processed stuff, but like there's some good stuff there too. So like you're missing out on some flavor-packed amazingness, because like if you don't think you can cook, these are friggin' delicious.
Really, really good.
And not cooking. Again, it was assembling. And what assembly, yes, we sped it up for you, but like less than 10 minutes, and then it's ready 20 to 25 minutes. You could throw this together after like a soccer game for like a quick family meal. So yeah, don't underestimate. And like if we can get in there, but I try.
Careful.
I mean, this is what people want. It's like comfort food.
Yeah.
This is warm. This is gooey.
Delicious.
It's not dry. You can use your chicken that you're like, okay, the chicken I maybe don't have anything else to do with because it's on day 4 or 5. Throw your chicken in here. Throw mahi in here. Make shrimp enchiladas. Make like, there's a couple different things Micah could have used. So this is like, yeah, no excuses. Like for a family, make multiple options and like leave cheese out.
Yeah.
Or make a good cheese, like put cheese on the top.
Leave the sauce out of the pan. Just so you know.
But yeah, leave cheese out, leave salsa out. You know, people talk about tacos, like taco night being a good way to kind of accommodate people that are picky, or somebody that's maybe wanting to be a little bit more health conscious versus kids, you know, wanting to load stuff up on cheese. This is one of those meals because you can sneak in veggies for your family. You literally will have no idea there's spinach in
No,
here.
I kind of forgot.
Yeah, so sneaking in way more nutrients, packing it full of flavor, and spice, and there is nothing, like looking at this, it's not something that you're like, oh God, I need healthy food, which is
No,
what
it feels
we're
like
all
it's.
about.
It feels like it's. I don't want to say unhealthy,
Yeah,
but it's not unlike. It's not raw spinach and rice.
yeah, that it's like, again, we're hoping that this tricks you guys that like healthy food should taste amazing and make us feel good, but you shouldn't miss out on that comfort. Like it's still cold, like March in Nebraska. And so this is good. So, and then Mike has got, what else you got that you could maybe put on top?
This is dairy-free sour cream. The brand is called Tofutti, and it is delicious and it's fun to say. You could put that, like she said. There's also, if you wanted, you could sprinkle a little bit of dairy-free cheese on there, and it cooks in the oven and it melts on there. But you don't have to. People, I think that cheese is where all the flavor is, and it's usually not. It's nothing wrong with adding it from time to time, and if that's what you want to have on there, that's cool. But you don't need it. You'd be surprised as to like how good this tastes, and you don't have to have it smothered in cheese or sour cream.
Yeah.
I forgot to put it on there. I just ate it and it was delicious. I don't want to have another one with sour cream, but it's gonna be even better.
Yeah, so what makes mine a little bit different is, so I use the same tortillas and chopped up spinach, the steak, then I cut up again 3 green onions. I added some red peppers. I have black beans. You could eliminate the black beans or beans if you don't want to. But yeah, the base is pretty much the same, just with that exception. Same thing, 2/3 of the salsa verde mixed in. I put in a little bit, one of my favorite taco fajita seasonings is the gluten-free bulk taco seasoning from Costco. I also love gluten-free McCormick's. And not necessarily that it has to be gluten-free, but usually when you get a gluten-free option, it's just the spices. They don't have like the anti-caking agents. They don't have some of the other processed chemical stuff. So it's just the spices. But just like Micah, you could throw in just cumin, cayenne, adobo, other Mexican seasonings, but that's the thing about salsa is like, how do you know what you need? Like, it's like you could put whatever kind of Mexican seasonings you want in here, and everything was just in the bowl. Like mixed together, rolled these up, and then on top, I put just a couple slices of jalapeno, not any in here, because I don't like things real spicy. So just a little on top, and then little slices of red pepper to be fancy. And then again, the rest of the salsa verde on top, and then the guacamole salsa on top there too, just to give more flavor. And like the edges of the tortillas get crispy. It is enchiladas.
Yep.
This is
I haven't had these in a long time, honestly.
different,
Excited about
yeah,
this.
than eating a taco. And then as we were done prepping, we were even talking to like this leftover. I want to heat that up and put that over rice. I could just heat that up and just make tacos. So like you've got double the prep. You could save this for like a warm, comforting dinner that you can reheat the rest of the week. And then you got your tacos, or you got that with rice for your couple different lunches or fourth meals during the day. This one's a good one.
Delicious.
I mean, I think they're all good.
Right.
And shout out to my friend Lindsay. She made this recipe that we adapted here for you today for me a long time ago. And it was her just like, okay, what do I love to make? Enchiladas. How can I make it a little bit healthier for my family? And you can make rice with this. You could make additional beans with this. You know, you could do a lot of different things. But don't skimp on the flavor, guys, because you're missing out. I'm gonna eat another one.
Yeah, probably.
Micah's gonna eat another one, and you guys are gonna go make this right now. Go.
See ya.